Welcome to the Billy Big Balls podcast. Today we have the Lord Mayor of Ringsend.
Hello everybody. Right, Billy Big Balls here. Episode 2. It's called How the Fuck Did He Get the Lord Mayor's Job? Anyway, so, how are you?
How are you, Bill?
How are you doing? All good,
I'm
yeah?
feeling sweet today.
Right, can you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Darragh. I'm Billy's neighbour and I'm the Lord Mayor of Ringsend.
Now, Darragh, this is the question on everybody's lips in Ringsend. Is how the fuck did you get the job as the Lord Mayor of Ringsend?
Let me start out with saying it's not a job. I don't get paid for it.
Right, well,
It's a role.
how did you get the bleeding gig?
Well, I suppose there's not one reason why I got it. I'm involved in the community now since, I'll bring it back to the start. So I got involved in politics during the last general election. Ended up out canvassing, doing all sorts of stuff like that.
Doing all the donkey walk.
All the donkey walk. I don't know how, I never got involved in politics before in my life. And then all of a sudden now I'm knocking on doors, getting votes and speaking to people, listening to their problems and stuff like that. And then it made me realise, I love getting involved on a community level. I love fucking knocking at Mary's door and her giving out about the damp on our wall. I cared about them things, you know what I mean? So it made me kind of get more involved with the community.
You cared about the damp on Mary's
I cared about the damp on Mary's wall.
Up the yard, fair play to him. This is a Lord Mayor, who cares? This is not all just chit chat. Sorry for breaking your audience. But we have to make it a bit humorous, you know what I mean? Because you're boring.
I know.
Only messing it up.
But the things that bleeding bother the common people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why the bins are bleeding overflowing in the flats. I don't give it, in general, I don't care about what's going on nationwide. I care about what's going on in my community.
Yeah.
So with that, with another couple of projects that just so happened to fall in together, actually big shout out to Darragh Buckley, the previous Lord Mayor. He actually helped me get something off the ground.
Darragh's my neighbour.
He's my neighbour too, Bill. I have to remember I live in them flats as well.
There we go.
But so me and Darragh Buckley came together, and Mick, my coach, came together. Obviously, and I'm involved in the Thai boxing.
Yeah.
And Mick runs events, and I help out with the events and stuff like that. But just something fell on our lap one day. It was Darragh works in the community centre for the DCC over in the north side.
Yeah.
And it came together that we got an event together, but a charity event. So usually the tickets are 40, 50 quid, and they're inaccessible for working class families and stuff like that. So we put an event in the heart of Sheriff Street. It's yet to happen now. It's happening in September, but we got the ticket. We got a government subsidised. We got the tickets down to a tenner. We got the tickets down to the tenner. So it's all the families in the area and stuff like that can come in and they can afford to live and be there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So off the back of that, what I hope to do with that is generating interest in the sports, get young players off the streets and get a bit of an interest in it. Because I know, if Craig and all done the Thai boxing with me, it changes your life.
Yeah.
Once you get involved in the sport, you get a bit of
stability.
You get a bit of discipline.
Yeah.
The likes of that, you know what I mean? It changes your life. So I'm trying to get that rolling, but in the process of getting that rolling in Sheriff Street, I was I want to bring this to my own community. Now that is just a pilot scheme, but it's I want to start rolling out over here. I want it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I noticed the disparity between the north side and the south side. It's so easy to get funding for this stuff on the north side because it's considered disadvantaged areas and stuff like that. But then when you come over to Ringsend, they're fuck them south siders, they have everything, you know what I mean? And they think we're all
the Porsche accents and all, you know?
They think because the big fancy offices are our way that we're all affluent.
We're from the flats.
We have everything, you know what I mean? And we don't, we're fucking more flats there than anywhere, you know what I mean?
Big time, yeah.
So I got a bit pissed off at that. And I started banging down doors, and I found out
literally banging down doors.
No, not literally, but I was knocking on a few blame windows. But no, I started doing me a bit of research and look, there's a Ringsend boxing club in the back of the community centre, best kept secret.
There's a boxing club.
There's a boxing club in the back of Ringsend community centre.
Do you know about that?
Yeah, it's been.
Why didn't you tell me?
You're going past that.
Yeah. You'll be getting the head boxed off you. 100%, bro. 100%.
But through that then, I went down there, went to suss it out. I'm like, hey, who's funding them? Have they got enough? What's going on down there? So I set up a meeting and I went down and I had a look. Like, they have nothing, boys. Like, they literally have nothing. They're not getting barely any funding from anywhere. They're getting a few, like Bob from probably like this, like the Sport Island every once in a while, but it's not covering that.
Yeah.
It's a community club. Like, they're charging €2 subs for the kids a week. You know what I mean? Like they've decided. I remember going
€2. Many kids is in it.
I'm not sure, but it's not enough to blade. Like,
yeah, you want to be like a tenner a week or something. You know what I mean?
Something. You know what I mean?
Get
but anyway,
a few quid together.
Not the point, but it should be fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good community initiative. It should be
yeah.
like, there's enough things around to fund it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went down and I'm looking at all this stuff. Like, it's like the boxing ring. Like, I went down there for sparring when it opened in 2017. I remember, and they got a bit of gear in, fair enough. Like, and it was spanky at the time, but I went down. The same like boxing bags, the same like boxing gloves in the corner, the same boxing ring, right? And they're not getting any fun, and it's mainly like the likes of 6-year-old kids and all coming up. Like, they're building a bit of a team there, and they're underfunded. So I started getting a bit annoyed with that and started looking into how we can get funding for that, how we can get stuff going for this, that, and the other. And then I'm looking at all the stuff from Ringsend. I'm like, I want to break that barrier and that kind of stigma that we have everything. Yeah. And it's the north side that's without, because at the end of the day, we're all working class.
You believe joking me?
We don't even have salaries anymore.
Fuck, we don't have a blading pot of piss in between us.
But it's all working class communities. Like, you can't call it north side and south side. You know what I mean? So I suppose I was just banging down the right doors at the right time, and it was around the time that they were picking a Lord Mayor.
Well, how was, like, what's the process of being the Lord Mayor?
So, like,
is there a voting system?
I thought there was, because, like,
that's what I
remember when Deek
I never really gave a bollocks about it, you know what I mean? But
I remember, when Deek did it, there was a voting thing.
Yeah, who votes? Like, the people of Ringsend?
Well, when Deek did it, it was, yeah.
Right.
And then I think it might have been the same during COVID. I think what happened was when Darragh Buckley ran for Lord Mayor with Casey Walsh. Obviously Casey's fucking like mad famous and all, you know what I mean?
I forgot about that, yeah.
There was like votes coming in from like Hong Kong and all for Casey and all, you know what I mean? So they were like, they had to get rid of the phone-in votes and whatever else. So I don't know what ended up happening there, but like it's a committee now that selects it. So like I did want it, right, but it wasn't like my primary focus, but it got mentioned to me that it's coming up, and I'm like, this would be a great segue into the community.
Yeah, to get shit done.
Because like people, like, don't get me wrong, I have no power, or they don't get paid. It's a ceremonial role, but like, I don't have power, but I have influence. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be harder to say no to the Lord Mayor. You know what I mean? Than it is to like a regular Joe Show trying to get a bit of funding for this, that, and the other thing. So I just got like nominated by a couple of people on the committee, and around that time I put my name in for it then, and they were like, we'd be delighted to give it to you. Like, you know what I mean? You had to have been selected by the committee, so.
Happy days. So like, what's your duties like? What do you have to do? Like,
so like, I can do as much as I want or as little as I want. You know what I mean? Like, it is like none of it's like obligations. Like, I had like the blessing of the boats, and like, as you know, like, that's like a big thing down here. You know what I mean? Other than that, like, it's like I might get invited to an opening of the shop if one opens down here.
Of an envelope.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're opening a packet of crisps down Ringsend the weekend when you're down.
I'll be down.
Hey, listen, also, he's doing birthday wishes and communions.
Catch me on Cameo, yeah.
Fair play, bro.
How do you feel about me being the Lord Mayor?
I'm disgusted, man. I was like, how the fuck does somebody like him get the job at the Lord Mayor? He's not even from Ringsend, covered in tattoos, on his fucking head, everywhere, in mad videos and all. Like, what kind of a representative are you?
A funny story about that, right? So for people who don't know, well, people do know, Eskimo Supreme, Alex Shane, had a music video, and I won't say the name of the music video.
Oh no, it's good. You can say the name of the video, and
you can
it's
say
called
if you
Spitting
want.
Your Cunt.
Right. So,
this is not, you know.
I'm censoring myself here.
Right, okay. A little pussy, get him off.
Right, but anyway, so what happened was me and Bill got involved in this fucking. Well, I might as well bring it back to the start of this, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue what I was getting involved.
My brother Ado was the one in Is Your Brother, like. So he was the main kind of star in that thing, and that kicked off Alex's solo career. And he wanted to just keep the ball rolling. Like he's a bleeding like genius. This fella, he just like never stops with the produce and stuff. So
the shit he comes up with is unreal, isn't it?
He had this like second song coming up, right? And I don't put my name in for it, right? Like obviously like, I'm a bit of a Republican.
Where's that music coming from? Sorry, bro.
That's the Brazilians downstairs.
You're gonna get down and kill someone.
Yeah. So I don't put my name in for this thing, right? I got a text. I'm on site, right? I'm with Sparks, right? But I'm on site there, and I have a message off Alex Shane, and it's like, Ado said you'll be up for doing my music video, bro. It's in 2 weeks, and you have a Nordy accent and all. And I'm like, what? Like I've never done that. Like they said, now I have to have a bleeding Nordy accent. You know what I mean? So basically, what happened is, I didn't put my name forward for this music video, and it just all happened. Like I'm going and I'm doing it. I didn't really know what the crack was or what it was going to be about, but I was told I'm going to be a paramilitary and all, and I was a bit iffy about that because I was like, oh, this is going to get blatant backlash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got the script, it wasn't too bad.
Got the script? No one gave me a script, man. And you know what?
That's his orders, Bill.
The only thing, you know what? He says to me and him, listen, everyone's going to have a belly on except you two.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what
exactly,
I mean? Get your face out there, you cunt.
Right, so me and Bill have a few lines in the start of it. Just, I don't even think it was about the song. I think it was just about being as offensive as it possibly could be, right? And we're like, all right, that's a bit of laugh, that's a bit of crack, whatever. Forgets about the whole thing, right? And then just as all this stuff starts kicking off on me, the music video comes out, right? I'm starting to get a bit like in with the community, doing this stuff and doing that stuff. The fucking thing is in the headlines everywhere for blading, like slagging the Queen, slagging all this, and I was like, oh no.
The fucking Freemasons, they were all up in arms, wasn't they?
Yeah, that was blading.
Whoever let that fucking music video go in the Freemasons, they dropped the ball there, didn't he? Like, seriously, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'd say someone got a stern talking
I'd say they got the bullet, you know what I mean?
That little geek on the desk.
Remember that? Yeah. He kept coming up and asking, what's the video about?
No. Is this a paramilitary movie? No, close the door.
Yeah. You know, you can't say anything about...
Then Baba Chim screaming, fuck the Freemasons. He's coming up going, did someone say fuck the Freemasons?
Your woman sits up on the stage and says, bit my cunt. He goes, what did she say? I don't know what she said.
Boom, close that door.
Get out the fucking
You had to lock the door at one stage.
Lock him out, yeah. He was a little pest, he was.
What did she say?
What did she say? Yeah, you want to hear him, are you, man? I was messing with the gun and all, remember? It's fucking bad. Some crack making,
some crack, yeah, but never again.
No?
Never again. You would have played movie star there.
Ah, no. Okay. But that was funny, you know what I mean? Like, all the videos that I ever got in, they just say to me, here, Billy, do this.
Just be Billy.
Just do this. Just do that. Put that. You know what they wanted me to do one time? We were playing in the Olympia. And he says to me, here, we want you to dress as an altar boy. I was like, fuck off, what?
They're not used to.
You know what I mean? But,
I've got a mad altar boy look about you.
No, yeah.
You're just a bit with it.
No. But yeah, so fucking, but anything they ask me, you know what I mean? They just...
No, bro, you're like... I always said, like, you need to branch off and do something yourself because like, you become a bit of a local legend just through them videos. Like, there's a bit of folklore about you. I always thought like you'd fucking have your own little spin-off movie or something.
Yeah, you know what?
Like snakes on a plane or something, throwing shapes on the plane.
Yeah. I could be like your man Baz. Remember how I played in the Happy Mondays? I'd be there, Baz, you know what I mean? Shaking me.
I think we're about 20 years too young for that, Bill.
Huh?
We're about 22 years.
Yeah, actually. Don't be talking about age. It's like racism, it's ageism. Yeah, do you ever go to Italy? You ever been in Italy?
No, never.
You ever been in Italy? I went to Italy on my holidays one year, right? Went to Naples. 4 of us went, right? 2 couples. Anyway, fucking... We were going to the south of Italy. But we had to go to Naples first, right? So before we went, right? I know this boy, she lives in Naples, right? And I was talking to her and I says to her, I heard Naples is mad dangerous and all, you know? And she says, to be honest with you, Billy, if I seen you walking down the street, I think you were going to rob me. Right? So fucking that was that, right? So we get the plane, we get to Naples, right? Went to rent a car. The shadiest looking fucking place you could ever, just down a laneway in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean? It's like, this place is fucking mafia playing everywhere, you know what I mean? So we got the car. The man says, would you ever drive in Naples? And we were like, no. And he goes, oh, just be careful, you know. But they gave us a big, huge fucking estate blade and Focus, right? The streets in Naples are like that. Every road we went on to, all you hear is beep, 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 beep. You know, the sensor on the car going off, you know. So we're driving around, we have a sat-nav, right? We're driving past this blading thing, right? This one opens a gate. I says to her, we stay here? No, this is my place and all, right? She closed the gate. So we drove, the sat-nav brought us straight back around to the same place. She wouldn't let us in, right? So we're looking for parking. We eventually find parking, right? We go back around with our suitcases, open the door, she's there, oh yeah, this is your place. I was like, you little cunt, we're only to being around here a few minutes ago in the car, you wouldn't let us in, you know. So we goes in to stay in this place, right? It was €75 for the 4 of us for the night. It was a fucking dump, right? Want to see the state of it, right? But in Naples, if you've never been there, I'm telling you, it's a crazy place. But we were told, like, it's mad dangerous, be careful, whatever,
when was this?
You know what I mean? This is about 4 years ago. So be careful, everything, right? So fucking we were up the wall, you know, thinking like we're gonna get robbed here or whatever. So we went, played, and we went to fucking checked in where we was, left our stuff and went out for the blade, a few beers, right? Went to this pizza place, had a couple of beers. We had a couple of bottles of Prosecco, we were out of it, you know what I mean? We asked this bloke in the bar, he says to him, is it safe in the city and all? And he was like, you'll be grand and all, don't worry and all, you know? So we walked around, had a great blade night, not one person said anything to us, right? But you know when you're coming home from a pub and you're drunk and you're fucking merry, you know what I mean? There was an hour, right? If you have to go to Naples, it's a mad place, right? It's like a laneway. But in the lane, there's all
It's like a laneway.
No, yeah, not the whole place. You know what I mean? No, not the whole place.
What
right?
a laneway.
Yeah. But there's like all little lanes, right? And there's houses in the lanes. You're like, how is there even a cafe? You know what I mean? It's a fucked up place, right? But there was an hour outside that thing, you know, looking over out into the street. And my mate was going by, he was locked, and she had her hands on the railings, and he grabbed her hands. Yeah, she started screaming. Ah! Right. Mad, right? So fucking the next day we're leaving there, right? He gets in the car, gets onto a motorway, right? We came up onto the motorway and the barrier came up, right? We drove through the barrier. And as soon as we drove through the barrier, I says to me, mate, there's a ticket at the coming out of that machine. And we were fucking gone, you know what I mean? He was like, fuck it, what can we do, right? So we're on the motorway. We're driving for 5 hours, right? Pulling off into different places, checking out different spots and all, right? So fucking, we gets the blading to come off the motorway. There's the toll, right? How are we going to pay the toll? We've no blading ticket, right? So we start trying to tap the fucking, you know, the Revolut card. Tap the Revolut card, right? They start talking in Italian. Obviously, we couldn't understand us. And in Italy, if you can't speak Italian, you're bollocks. They won't speak to you. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they can't. You know what I mean? But they don't try. You know, they don't even try. You know what I mean? But fucking. So we're bleeding down. We're like, what the fuck are we gonna do? We looked around. There's about 20 cars behind us. People screaming at us, right? We're like, what are we gonna do here? You know? Because a woman was talking in Italian. We couldn't understand her. This bloke comes along. Oh, how you doing? What's up? We said, whatever's at the happening. He goes, no problem. He starts talking in them. He says to us, where'd you come on the motorway? We said, in Naples. He says to your woman, and then he comes back and he goes, listen, it's normally €6, but because you two fucking idiots didn't pay, didn't get the ticket, it's €26. We were like, I don't give a bollocks, snap the card, gone, you know what I mean? But we went to fucking, went down to my mate, he lived in Lecce, in fucking Italy, right? Hung out there, drove back. Man, we nearly got killed about 20 times on the way back. The driving over there is crazy.
Did you drive on the other side of the road?
Yeah, I know that.
No, do they? I'm asking. I know that.
Yeah, of course you do. Right?
What do you mean, Corey?
What do you mean? Yeah, as if that's like common knowledge.
Yeah, but it's only in Ireland really that we drive on this side, isn't it? You know what I mean?
No.
Alright, well look, it doesn't matter anyway. Fucking, who gives a shit, you know what I mean? But anyway, right, so we fucking drove to Pompeii. You know, the ruins and all that shit, right? We're looking at that. Then we went from Pompeii, we were going to drive to Sorrento. We said, fuck it, we go in the car, or we go on the train, right? Got on the train. You think the dart is bad? You want to see the state of this fucking train, right? In bits. Fucking, it was like a train in India, full of blading cunts, right? So blading, we gets down to Sorrento, right? We want to go over to Capri Island, you know, to fucking have a look at the island, you know. So we went over, had a few smokes, had a few bottles of Prosecco. We met this bloke there, right? The American King, his name is or something on Instagram, right? Big huge fucking fella, big from Detroit. Fucking sound come, we're having a buzz with him, right? And when we were coming back, the boat we got over took 20 minutes to get there, right? So when we were going back, we jumped on a boat. And your man was screaming, everybody on, you know, like real rush. So we jumped on, you know. 40 minutes later, we're sitting on the boat. I says, we're on the wrong boat. He goes, me mate says, we can't be. I said, I'm telling you, look at the round. Everybody had suitcases. Says, we're going to Africa. Right? We're playing up the wall, right? We're in their shorts. Everybody has fucking, you know, their suitcases, their dress and all. I was like, what's going on here? We ended up, instead of going back to fucking Sorrento, we went to Naples. The bleeding boat went straight to Naples.
And you left the car there?
No, we didn't go. We went on the train.
Right.
If we had left the car, we were bollocks, right? But we get down to this bleeding. We got into the port and we're looking for a plane. We're looking for a taxi. We're looking for how to get home. You know what I mean? And we seen this taxi, and it was in bits. You know, an old Fiat Punto. And we says to your man, there was a fucking a van, you know, beside it. And we says to your man, take us back to Pompeii. He goes, yeah, €100. We were like, bollocks, I'm not paying €100. And he was like, well, fuck you and all, you know what I mean? And we were like, we get the bus or get the train or something, you know what I mean? So we fucking goes off. It goes over to this other taxi, right? And I says to me, I'm not getting in that taxi. It was a Fiat Punto, in bits, right? Like it was taped together. I said, I'm not getting in this fucking thing, right? So anyway, we played and the other taxi driver comes over. You get in my taxi or you don't get in any taxi. And we're like, fuck off, you all want €100. He's going to do it for 70. I'll do it for 70. So we got in the taxi. Man, I thought I was going to die. I'm not joking with you, right? This fucking lunatic is booting down the motorway, flying in and out of cars, right? Whips out his phone. He must have rang every cunt on his phone, right? And they were probably seeing his number going, I'm not answering that psycho, you know what I mean? But his mad answers the phone. And here he is, mama, you know, showing the thing around. I say he was saying to his man the thing, look at these fucking idiots, they want the wrong train, or they got the wrong boat, and now they have to bleeding pay 70 quid for the bleeding taxi. But I thought I was going to die. The boats that were in the taxi, they were crying in the back. Your man was like pushing cars out his way, going this way. We're going along, next minute he's up on the train tracks. I was like, if a train comes, we're dead. First of all, I thought he was bringing us off to kill us because when we got in his taxi, it was in bits. But mad place. So if you ever going to, if you want to, you should go to Italy. Go to Naples, man, I'm telling you.
I was actually only there because he was bored over there, but I've never been.
Yeah.
More of a Spain type of guy.
You're more Tenerife, are you?
Not even Tenerife, I've been, but I was actually only in Spain there last week with the family. Loretta Mar, Costa Brava.
Oh,
nice little chill, little Spain holiday.
Yeah.
We've actually a deadly holiday story. When I was 18, I didn't have a passport until I was 18. My outfit did a boner to blade in Manila. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
So we can never get
that's
a
another podcast.
Yeah, that's another podcast to be on next week.
Coming soon.
But I couldn't get a passport until I was 18, so turned 18. I remember I was a first year apprentice, and I was into the toy boxing, as you know, and I said, fuck this, I'm going to Thailand. Went down to the stores and walking a ring. I was like, can I have $5,000? I want to go on a big holiday. I was like, yeah, no bother. I was like, what? Yeah, lovely. Rang the company and goes, no such thing. I'm at the end of a massive opportunity to go to Thailand. Can I please go for a month? And they're like, yeah, no bother. And I was like, this is all at the walking out. So, anyways, gets to Thailand, doing a bit of training over there, right? And I got one of the lads in the gym. Now at the time when I was a young fella, I used to like smoke a bit of like ganja, whatever, you know what I mean?
No way.
Yeah, way.
We don't condone
any use of any drugs. This is for educational purposes. But
even recreation.
One of the lads was saying, like, there's this Instagram page I'm at the finding, it's called Bangkok Weird. We're in Bangkok. So he texts this page, and they're like, yeah, like, send us €60 by bank transfer and we'll deliver it by moped. And I'm like, yeah, nice fucking try.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're Irish, don't be taking the piss.
So it's about 3 weeks in, right? And I'm like, will I chance it? And I'm like, no. And I text the page and I was like, I'll suss them out, I'll just chat to them. Yeah, mum was going back and forth for ages trying to convince me to fucking get the grass off. Yeah. Right now, at the time, like weed is legal over there now. Like, there's fucking coffee shops everywhere to beat the band. But I went in 2019, like, it was super illegal over there at the time. Like, you probably got a blade and you'd be on banged up abroad, like, you know what I mean, for a blade, not for a joint. That's all I had.
You'd be getting a Bangkok banger.
But anyway, right, your man goes, right, I will send you 1 gram of weed out of good faith to prove that like my service is legit. I'm like, all right, Jesus. So there's this thing called Grab over there. It's like Just Eat, but in Thailand, like the Just Eat over there, they'll give you a lift of scale if you pay them, or they will give you like they will do anything for you. They'll wash your car. If you ring them and ask them, they will do it. Like,
so, I thought you were gonna say wash something else out.
Right. So your man sends it. He goes, go meet the Grab delivery driver. So he meets him and I gives him like the fucking delivery fee, and it comes in this brown paper bag, like stapled paper bag. I'm like, what the fuck? So I get it back to me like hotel room. I'm mad sketch about it because like, how illegal it is over there. And I'm like, lovely, got a bit of weird now. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, right, I've no skins on it, so I'll go suss out a packet of skins tomorrow, and I'll go up on a mad hill and I'll have a joint before training. So I flies off to this place now. The field over there for me, like I'll eat anything, but see over there, it's fucking grim. Like, I remember, I'm mad into my toy field over here, yeah, but when I got a toy green curry over there, they give it to you in little plastic bags, and I scooted off my moped, got it home, put it into a bowl. They're eating, and next of all you see half a chicken's face, and I'm like, get that in the bin. So I was living off Kinder Winos that I brought with me for the first 2 days.
That's what I take going to the gym.
But I found this little salad spot. Right? It was like a chopped. I used to love chopped at the time. I was like, right, that's just where I'm going to eat from now on. Like, that's my bread and butter, it's this little spot. So about 11 o'clock in the morning, I fly down there before trying to get a salad, but didn't have the bleeding bit of weed in the cup holder in my moped, right? And I parked up my moped outside in a parking spot in the sun. And the sun is beaming down on it, obviously,
Smell
right?
weed of it.
I went in and had me salad, right? Now, I didn't realise what the culture was over there, you know what I mean? It was a big shock for me. It was my first time away, I was only a kid. But I comes back out after eating my salad about half an hour later. There's a hairdresser blocking me in with another moped. And they're fucking on the phone to the police. They're blocking me in, and I'm like, oh no, right? I got up, I didn't know what to do. I froze, I was standing there, I was like, what are you doing? They're like, stay. I fucking panicked, got up, man, boom, kicked on one's moped, got on my moped. Didn't know how to drive a moped at the time, only a young fella. Fucking scouting the thing down the road, right? Trying to get home back to the fucking place I was staying.
Yeah.
So I finally got the thing started down the road, went back, right? Well, I was shitting it at me, they had me reg place, the police were going to come blade and raid the place and all, so I swapped, there was that Australian fella who told me about it. I swapped the reg plates from his moped onto my moped, and I didn't leave the gaff, I didn't even got the training for 2 days. Like, this was fucking heavy. Nothing ended up coming of it at the end, but it was some fucking fright, I got to tell you.
The Paranoia, the bitch.
And now it's legal over there. Now they're bleeding, now they're promoting coffee shops to beat the band over there.
Look at here, it's like
but the
it's like the world is catching up now, you know what I mean? Like, not the world, sorry, different parts of the world.
Well, slowly but surely,
Like cannabis, like, we don't condone drugs of any shape or form, but cannabis should be legal. It's a fucking joke, you know what I mean?
I think so.
You're making criminals out of people, you know what I mean?
I think alcohol is worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I think now, right, personally, right, I think that if alcohol was only discovered now, it'd be illegal.
Yeah, we think so.
There's no way that, like, alcohol, man. Like, that's another fucking story, man. It's like, it makes fucking, it makes nice people turn into cunts, you know what I mean? Alcohol is just...
ruins a lot of families too, you know what I mean?
Ruins a lot of people, a lot of things, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, fuck alcohol, man.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation, bro.
Yeah, well, there we go, yeah. That's it.
Some things.
Yeah. Especially sparkling water, man, I'm telling you. You want to get that...
Shout out San Pellegrino.
If anybody's looking for me to sponsor them,
get on.
Give us a bell. But Billy wants to be the next Lord Mayor.
Billy wants to San Pellegrino on the IV.
Look, Bill,
I want to go to an opening of a packet of crisps.
Let's play and get it going.
Let's get it going. Yeah.
He's only at the game and you want to
this fucking whipping it on me already.
Sorry. No, next time, bro.
We'll
next time.
sort you. We'll endorse you.
Yeah? There we go.
Tough
See?
competition, bro.
It's just remember this, people. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
And Billy loves you.
And Billy loves you. That's a wrap. Gonna tell a little story about years ago. We used to go raving used to go to the Olympic. Used to drop a few Smarties, you know, and have a good fucking buzz. But one night we were on our way home and we're walking down from the Olympia. We walked down into Baggy Street and we're all outside the spa, you know, fucking over it, you know, all there whacked, you know, all happy happy little boys, you know. Next minute, this bloke comes around the corner, we know, from Soutlets, with these two brazzers, right? And he's saying to one of them, go home and wash your fanny, Mary. And your woman's like, I'll fucking kill you and on. He is, go on, dirty Mary. You're giving her loads of abuse, right? And one bloke that was with us turned around, you know, trying to be smart, goes, yeah, Mary, go home and wash your fanny. Next minute you hear click, 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 click. Your woman has a fucking Stanley blade and she's coming for your man. His whole face just went white. He was up the fucking wall. And the fella that was at the coming around the corner with the two brazzers, he kicked the knife out of your woman's hand. And the other fella that was up the wall went over, broke the knife into millions of pieces, fucked it down the shower, you know. But we left there, then we went went down to Ringsend Park, you know. And we got down to Ringsend Park, you know. We popped a piece of paper, you know. We were all sitting there blading. All I remember is, like, you know, looking around and everybody looked terrified looking at me, you know. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they were like, Billy, man, you want to see what you were at the doing a few minutes ago and all? I was like, these are taking the piss out of me. I didn't do fucking anything. And they were like, you're at the taking a fit. There was all white stuff coming out of your mouth, your eyes were all going down the back of your head and all this crack. And then he just leaned up like this and says, yous are all gonna fucking die. And everyone was like, Billy, relax and all. I'm not Billy. I'm fucking such and such a body from fucking 1800. Yous are all gonna die. And I was like, what? And then a mate of mine came along with his board. He was at being at home, you know what I mean? They went, the people that were in the park was that concerned about me. They went down and got him. And he came down and he was like, Billy, all right? Everything all right? And I was like, everything all right? What the fuck are you talking about? He goes, they're at the telling me you took a mad fit and you're at the being, you have them all, look, they're all on a bad trip there. They're all up the wall, you know? Possessed. Like I was possessed, yeah. That's what it was like, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like a fucking, some kind of demon, do you know what I mean? But then, like years later, I was up in Baggy Street and I was walking along with this bloke, right? And similar to what that kind of fit, right? I was walking along with him and next minute I played and all I remember is I grabbed his hand and I was like, hold me hand, they're coming. And he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, here they are, here's the car. And he says, Billy, there's nobody even, we're in the lane here, there's no one even coming. And I was like, and I was like, I just snapped over and I looked at him, I said, what's wrong? And he goes, you're at the taking a mad fit. And you're at the being saying that some bloke was coming towards you, and I was like, I took a fit. I looked down and I was at the pissing myself. I was like, what the fuck, man? What's happening, like, you know what I mean? So I thought there was something fucking wrong with me. So I went to a blade and I went to get a fucking head scan. You know, I went to the hospital, what's your hand them yokes you get into the fucking machine? CAT scan or something like that, you know what I mean? To see what was wrong with me. But it turned out like there was nothing wrong with me. Well, there was something wrong with me, but not medically, you know what I mean? But I don't know what the fuck it was. It was crazy. But we'll touch on the rave scene a bit more, you know, because the rave scene, and then I got into a scene where I didn't want to be, and that's going to be story about how I got from where I was to where I am now. Like where I was a little scumbag, a little fucking junkie, you know, in some people's eyes and this, that, you know what I mean? And to where I am now, people probably still think I'm a little scumbag. But here, like I said last week, your opinion, I don't give a bollocks what your opinion is. So like if people want to send in hate comments about the podcast or whatever, bring it on, man. That shit fuels me. You know what I mean? Like the more you hate me, the more I love me. Until next week, it's a wrap. Billy loves you.